Hello, family. So today I want us to take a look at a trade recap on the AUD card trade that we had. Okay, so we are going to be taking a trade recap on the Australian dollar, Canadian dollar trade that we had. Right, I think the trade idea was posted on the 17th of this month, and then the actual trade was taken on the 18th, and we've held it from the 18th, and then we closed it last Friday. So why did we go in for this particular area as an area where we will be taking our trade from? So this line that is mapped over here is a higher time frame point of interest. Okay, it's a higher time frame point of interest. All right, and then price tapped in, right, and then dropped down. But this low is the lowest point within this move before price tapped in over here. And guess what? That low was taken out. Okay, so I'm giving you guys the reason why I opted to trade this particular asset. Okay, so we had a change of character to the downside, and then price retraced into this whole range. Okay, so if we use our FIB to map from the high to probably this low, you could see that price ideally traded into our optimal trade entry area, 0.88 level, right? But we never took this particular trade because as at that time, I wasn't necessarily paying attention to this particular asset. And then from there, we had price coming down and then breaking this particular area. But during our boot camp, we learned about how we can capitalize on a situation where price moves aggressively from a range. So you could see here, price dropped aggressively, right? Breaking this internal structure, and then they started consolidating over here. And it is within this consolidating that price moved aggressively away to the downside. Okay, we had imbalance, and then price is basically trading on the downside. So this is where I sent this particular trade idea, though I deleted the markups on it because I was just sending it out. All right, so we had imbalance also over here. So now you get the reason why we were actually looking to short this particular asset into this huge imbalance down here. All right. Now, on the Discord area, I told them that when price get to this particular zone, I will take risk entry within the zone, and then my stop loss will be above the zone, and I'll be targeting this particular imbalance down here. All right. And that's what I sent this particular thing to um Telegram channel, and then onto my Snapchat handle, and I think onto even my WhatsApp status. So this particular trade was shared on most of my social media handles. All right. And guess what? It was Monday. Monday, we don't trade. Okay. We don't trade on Monday. So indeed, on Monday, price tapped into that particular area, but I was still not interested in taking this particular trade on Monday. And then we got to Tuesday. Okay. So Tuesday around, let me take this thing off because we didn't take the trade over here. On Tuesday, around 7, if my time is right, I think it was around 7:12. Yes, it's around 7:12 that I sent a message to the page that yes, this particular asset is now in our trading range, and that as at that time it was lending open. And mind you, I was still interested in taking the trade within the zone. All right. I was still interested in taking the trade within this particular zone. So we had our trade taken around this particular area. Yes. So around this zone, thereabout. Yes. So we took the trade. The actual zone was, the price area was 9012, so 1.0920. This was the area where the trade was taken. And then our XL was relatively above this particular area where our target was just down here. Okay. was down here. That was what I was basically looking out for. So we entered the trade over here around seven thereabout, and then price basically started giving us this amazing drops. Okay, so price dropped. We broke structure over here. Okay, and I told them that, well, price has dropped and there's a higher probability that we may have a reversal after we breaking this particular structure over here. So those who are in the like those who have smaller accounts, they can decide to take full profit or like whatever that they want to do with their profit, they can go on with it because it is their own money. But then I personally still had my trade. I had my trade from this particular area, and then I had my Excel at this high because I was actually contemplating that if they are to come up, they won't be able to take this particular high off. Okay, so I shifted my Excel to break even and I allowed my trade to continue being held. And I think on Thursday midnight, there was news that came in. Okay, so we had this nice push. And I think it was almost roughly over 60 pips from this level to this level, if I am not mistaken. So from this level down to, yeah, so it was around we almost clocked 100 pips. And then I sent a message onto the platform that those who have huge accounts can also decide to close their profits. Okay. But as I said, I was still hoping to capitalize massively on this particular trade. But during I think it was Wednesday, no, it was Thursday, there was a major news on Australian dollar and it pushed price aggressively up. Okay, they pushed price aggressively up, but I was still having my Excel over here. Okay, most of those who were holding this trade closed it when price came to this level. Yes, they closed when price came to this level, but I was basically looking at price coming into this whole point of imbalance, this huge imbalance over here. That was what I was waiting for price to actually come into. Okay, and then from there we started pushing down. And I think last Friday we came into this huge imbalance and my trade was closed over this place. So I held this trade from Tuesday and then I closed it on Friday around this area. That was around 12. Sorry, around 10 in the morning. I closed around 10 in the morning. This particular area. Yeah, Friday around 10, this particular area. That's where I closed this particular trade, giving me 7.3 out. Okay, so on the AUDCAD, this was how the whole trade actually fared. Okay, so it is very important you get to know what you are looking out for in the market, how you want to approach it, and how best you can actually capitalize on that trade idea that you have. Most individuals might be afraid, probably, let's say, when they saw price was still in here, they would be afraid to take this particular trade. But I told myself that as far as this zone have not been mitigated, or as far as this zone have not been violated to the upside, I am still interested in this particular trade. Okay. And guess what? That is what exactly happened. And I really love whatever that the result of this particular trade was. Okay, so we had 1:7.37 over here, and it was quite an amazing thing that I had plenty calls, people calling me, like telling me how grateful they are that I shared this particular trade idea with them. The community was booming. Okay, they were like, oh, like it was quite overwhelming. Okay, so this is how come the AUDCAD trade was taken and how I personally looked into managing this whole trade. Now, last Thursday also, I have a friend also capitalized on this push. Okay, he was like, Nana, I've seen the trade pushing up into premium after price broke structure. And I was like, okay, well, use your FIP, map from the high and then to the low. If price is in line with a premium area, that is also in line with any point of interest that you can take trades from, why not take it? And the guy took his trade from this level. Okay, he took his trade from that particular level between the 0.705 and then 0.9. Okay, he took his trade over here and he had his take profit over here. His stop loss was above this particular area. So one single trade idea gave him quite an amazing opportunity for those who were in the community to also capitalize on. So his stop loss was around this. It was 25 pip stop loss for him. And then his take profit was at this low. His take profit was at this low. At this low. So he also had 1:3 point something. Closing the week even with this 1:3 point something alone is quite an achievement. Don't let anyone pressure you to thinking that if you close the week in profit or if you close the week in 1% profit, you've not done anything. You've done quite well. Most individuals closes their week with losses. Though losses are part of the game, but then you closed your week in profits and it was quite an amazing journey. Thank you guys. And we do look forward for the upcoming week to see what amazing trades that we're able to catch. Until then, be safe. Don't forget to share, subscribe, and comment. Thank you all.